Fear is a basic human emotion that is hardwired into our psyche for our self-preservation. In dangerous situations, when it arises for a few moments, it catalyzes us into actions for self-defense. The problem occurs when fear becomes excessive, irrational, and continues over long periods. It then cripples life itself. A king in ancient times feared his enemies so much. He fortified his palace and built a strong room for himself, where there was only a little window for interacting with the world. A sadhu appeared one day for alms and was permitted to speak to the king through the window. "Why do you stay like this?" asked the sadhu. "It is because I fear my enemies could kill me any time." "But your majesty," responded the sadhu, "you are already dead." "How is that?" said the king. "You are living in a tomb, except that you have a little window through which you interact." Let us understand the physiology of this emotion a little more. The brain has its different parts and lobes, including the neocortex and the prefrontal cortex, which are responsible for rational and logical thinking. At the bottom of the brain is a part called the amygdala, also called the lizard brain. The sentiment of fear makes the amygdala secrete epinephrine and cortisol, which then captures the neocortex and the prefrontal lobes. They realize the fear is irrational. But they are unable to do anything because the amygdala takes charge. This is called in scientific terms the amygdala hijack. It puts the body in a high stress situation where the blood is diverted from the organs into the muscles, the heart starts pounding, one breaks into sweat, and the attention is riveted on the object of the threat, all to help in two actions: either fight the threat, or if it is too big, then take flight. Now, in the African savanna, that would have been a very appropriate sentiment. In our case, somebody is fearing spiders, someone else is fearing closed spaces, others are fearing the doctor's needle or lizards, etc., where excessive fear becomes counterproductive. In one Guruji's ashram, a mouse came to stay. Guruji realized the mouse used to fear the cat which would sometimes visit. So by his spiritual powers, he changed the mouse into a cat. Now it started fearing the dog. So Guruji transformed it into a dog. But then it became scared of the mountain lion nearby. Guruji said, "This is not the solution." He transformed it back into a mouse and said, "We'll have to bring about a change from inside, a change in the mindset." The Vedic scriptures inform us of the inner situation that causes fear. They explain that fear is not the affliction, it is the symptom of an affliction. Just like if you catch malaria, the symptom will be fever. You can suppress the fever by taking crocin, but the malaria pathogens will remain. Likewise, the fear is only the symptom, And what is the disease? Attachment. Let's understand it from my latest book, Questions You Always Wanted to Ask. The root cause of fear is attachment. This could be to bodily comfort, to a material situation, or to a person. Our mind clings to the subject of its attachment and fears separation from it. Sage Bhartrihari stated, Bhoge roge bhayam kule chuti bhayam vitte nripalad bhayam sarvavastu bhayanvitam bhuvinirnam vairagyameva bhayam. If you are attached to sensual enjoyment, you will fear disease. If you are attached to a high position, you will dread downfall. If you are attached to wealth, you will dread penury. No matter where your mind clings, you will experience fear. If we wish to eradicate it from the root, we will need to get rid of attachment itself. And while we are in the process, some more techniques can be helpful. And that is to equip yourself with the facts regarding what you are fearing. One bus conductor was having a very normal day when a huge 6'6" hulk came and sat in the bus. On being asked for the fare, he merely responded, Bajrangi Pahalwan does not need to pay. The bus conductor himself was a diminutive 5'3", and he stayed quiet. This phenomenon repeated on a daily basis. The man would say, Bajrangi Pahalwan does not need to pay. Irked by it, the bus conductor went to the gym, trained himself, equipped himself with the nunchaku and other weapons. And then he picked up the courage and said, fare please. The response he got again from the 6'6" hulk was, Bajrangi Pahalwan does not need to pay. And why not? Asked the conductor. Because Bajrangi Pahalwan has a bus pass. So this conductor was fearing unnecessarily. Likewise, very often equipping ourselves with facts resolves the irrational fear. So many people dread going in aeroplanes. Now, if they equip themselves with the statistics that the chances of death happening are far greater while you cross the road than when you fly in the plane, then this fear will naturally subside. And another technique is to consider the worst case scenario. Supposing you are dreading loss of bodily comfort, ask yourself, if this bodily comfort I am so attached to gets snatched away, what will be the worst situation? If you can make peace with it, peace with the worst case scenario, you will realize it is not as bad as I was imagining it to be, and you will get a handle on the emotion of fear.